have to do something today because I'm just being so very busy. Just being so busy. I just want to talk about 2000 watt stabilizer. Explain some things one more time again that relate to the advanced troubleshooting. And also some of those problems that are common in all these 2000 watts inverter AC. Sorry, 2000 watts stabilizer. Okay, I just want to explain something. I just want to mention some of the problem and where you will check. So here we go now. Let me put this one aside and explain this like a layman. There's the board. So I just want to do an explanation. Is there any biro? I thought there's one biro around here. Just call Marvin. Call Marvin. Help me with biro. Help me one of that book there. I hear you the video. I hear you the video, not me. So somebody asked a question that what is he going to do, or how will he be able to do some of all these things there? Like I said earlier before, I've made some of all these videos available. That's why I have to make something like a list on it. What do they call it? That's why I have to put all of them into a particular folder. What do they call it? Is it playlist or what do they call it? So that you can comfortably understand what is going on, how to check each of the components one after the other. Now, if problem number one, if light is not entering your stabilizer, it does not concern the panel. If light is not entering, only when it concerns the panel is when you view your meter and the input meter is indicating that there is light. I think this is input. The input meter is indicating that there is light before you know that it has to do with the board. But when it's not indicating, check your wires down to the switch. Now, when your stabilizer is generating high voltage, you on it, is making noise, vibrating. Some of the system will give output, while some will not give you output. Hope you understand what I'm saying. When the output voltage is very high, normally these modern stabilizers are designed in such a way that they will cut off the output when the voltage is high. But some of them are not like that. And it all depends on what got damaged inside. So If your transformer, let's take this one for example. No, we can't use that. I need byron. This is your transformer. It's making more. The stabilizer is vibrating. If you touch the stabilizer, you find out that the vibration comes from here. You know the problem associated with it is your variable. These are the variable resistor. Either one or two is being damaged. Either one or two of these variable is being damaged. That is why it's causing it. Majority problem of high output is that some you just see that all of them is gone. And you have to change them, because if you don't change them, the voltage drop across here will alter the system. Voltage drop across the variable. You know, this one is just like a resistor. The voltage passes through these things then. We go abnormal and the system will not work effectively. That's it. Now, when you have done fixing this, problem people face again is the setting of this. And we are still working on that to see how we could tell you how to set it even without a variac like this. Even without a variac or an auto transformer. We are still trying to see how we could handle that. But for now, we are unable to figure out how to handle this. Now, number two, when the voltage is not stable, meaning when the input is the same thing as the output, or when the input is getting lower than the output, you know that it's supposed to be transistors or relays. Some of these relays you see, when you pinch them, we find out that some already had a carbon black in between. But when you trigger it, it triggers. But when you now break it open, you don't find out that it already has some carbon blocking it. You just have to change that relay. So, for those of you who have watched my video, you already understand that all these variables, if you wind it, it will trigger. Let's say you wind it to the ending. Let me jot down a little thing for you to understand what I'm trying to say. Now, this variable has 3 legs. 1, 2, 3. If you trace this thing, this is the Lego, but I still make another connection like this. So you can use this place or use this place for the center leg. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Now, this place leads to a particular voltage. This place leads to a particular voltage. Let's call this voltage place A, and we call this place B. As you wind this thing in between, as you are winding it, you are telling this leg, and this leg, majority of them is connected with a resistor to AC input. Let's assume it is 4069 to an input. So as you are winding it, this variable, it is either you are winding, if you wind it to the left or to the right. Look at the winding. You wind it this way, which is this B, or you wind it like this to A. Now, the voltage at A and the voltage at B are different. Here might be 4 volts. No, here might be 2 volts. Let me draw it again. 1, 2, 3. Here might be 2 volts. Here might be 4 volts. So when you turn this place to this side, meaning you are selecting the 2 volts to the IC. When you vary to this side, you are selecting the 4 volts to the IC. And don't conclude that the variable is bad because when you wind it, it did not trigger. Don't assume it is bad first. Understand the voltage, read it. We already had a ground. How do you get your ground to measure? I think this big capacitor on it. You trace the neutral leg, which is this one. So the ground, that's where you are reading it from. The ground to this place will read the voltage. So meaning your black leg of your probe will be at the ground, while the other leg will be either here or here. So when you wind it to this side, you find out that it's 2 volts that will be here. You wind it to this side, it's 4 volts that will be here. There are a particular voltage line that will be in the transformer. This place might just be something 3 volts. Here will be 4 volts. So when you vary to here, it will not trigger. Or it might just trigger once. It might not even trigger at all because, let me show you something. We have 5 volts, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm just doing an advanced troubleshooting method teaching. Now from here to here is classified as high. From here to there is classified as low. So if here is 3, here is 4, you wind it to any of the side, it will not trigger. Why? Because it's still between the high region. But if this side is something like 2 volts, if this side is something like 2 volts, when you vary it, meaning it at 4 below the low, so the IC will trigger. Because the IC senses either low or high. In, out. So when it's 4069, if you send low, it will give high here. And if you send high to this place, which is between this place, it will give low here. So if it gives the high, this high is what is connected with that 2.2K to your transistor. From your transistor to your relay through the 33 ohms, through all these things you see, they are connected to each of these relay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are connected to each of these relay. These transistors are connected to each of them. Blah, 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 blah. That's just how it is. This one, they have removed the variable. Each variable here, this one is, what is the value of this IC? 4069. Now, if you want more detail on explanation of 4069, check the VLC 001. You will see where I explain about 4069 there. VSC 001. You will see where I explain about this, so I'm not going back. But I'm just letting you know that if the voltage is giving is high or is vibrating, your variable first. If the voltage is not okay, it's abnormal or very low, or is something that enters and come out, check your transistors, check your relay, and check whether this thing is being set properly. Whenever voltage is in your house, if you are setting this thing, ensure that when as you are winding it, you just see something between 220 to 240. Leave it there. Just leave it there. If you try with another voltage, you wind another one, you find out that you get that one, you get the 220 to 240 output, leave it there. That is the normal range of output voltage. If you have any question further, you will ask. You ask me, and I talk about in the next video. But I just want to like put something out there online. I've already explained all these things there before in one of my videos, so no need going back. This one is 6.2. This thing is a Zener diode. That's what gives power to this and this. It gives a breakdown voltage. So the voltage, when the voltage comes in, I think this transistor is what they use to power the IC. But it has to pass through a Zener diode of 6.8, 6.5, or 7.5 to make the voltage that powers this IC not goes beyond normal. So if it's at 7.5 Zener, okay, this one is 6.2 Zener diode. So the voltage across these two will not exceed that. You have to take note of that. In every stabilizer board like this, they add a Zener diode that they attach to the transistor to give a particular breakdown voltage to this IC. If you on your stabilizer, it did not trigger at all. Just verify whether light is entering the IC. This I will read the Zener diode, and it's the same thing you read with. It's the same thing of your diode. Let me see whether this one is okay. Yeah, it's okay. Okay. It's okay. So how do you read the, you check on the data sheet of 4069. Okay, you power it. Here is the ground, which is pin 7, and pin 14 is the VCC. Pin 14 is the VCC, pin 7 is the ground. So I will just read this place, put it at voltmeter, DC voltmeter. I will read this place to see whether there's voltage. If there's no voltage, then I will now trace back to this Zener diode and trace back to these transistors. So once again, I just like, let me put out something here so that you will understand one or two things about this Century stabilizer. In one of the videos, I will lay hands on the current Century B stabilizer, and I will see explain that varying of these things. I've done several videos on the varying of these things on that 5000 watt stabilizer, Century new modern type. I've done several videos, but I will still like talk one or two things also that we ease you setting these things, even though you don't have a variac. I'll make that available. So once again, I will draw the curtain here for today. Let me attend to so many other things. I'm not feeling fine in the morning, so I did not resume work on time. I'm having a little running stomach, but I just have to still put out something there. If you observe it, you see that it's reflecting in my voice. So what else again am I to do? So for those of you, this is the new board to replace this type. So if you want to buy it, and that will ask you, is it the old Century or the new Century in the modern type? You say the old one, that will give you. So this board is what you will now put in here. Don't mind this variable. I've told you, you saw the last video that I told you I removed it. I've ordered for variable, and they will call me to come and collect it today. So I will just fix it in. Because at times, let me tell you something about this variable. I bought 100 pieces. It's cheaper for me to buy 2 pieces, 3 pieces, 4 pieces, 5 pieces of something you know that you will still use it to work. All this variable you see, it's cheaper buying it from China than buying it from Nigeria market here. So if I'm buying, I don't buy 20 pieces, I buy 100 pieces, ordered it. I can't remember the last time I go to market to buy variable resistor. That's why at times I don't even know where they normally sell it again in Nigeria because I ordered for it. Before the 100 pieces will be exhausted, I've ordered again. Because when it comes to variable resistor, I don't economize it. When it comes to relay also, I don't also economize it. Because it will prolong your days of repair. And in case you are using fuel now, your fuel will just be wasting, troubleshooting, but you don't know whether it's either variable or this. That's why when it comes to this type of stabilizer, so when worst comes to worst, I change all the transistors and all the diode, and I will bill you for it for 20,000. Then you agree before I start work. So that's how I do it. Or if I look at it, if as you get, I just tell you, just get it. We are just refurbishing it. I might just charge you like 65,000 naira. So far, its stabilizer is back to a new one. So once again, see you. Like I said, just up. Please, if you the stabilizer, if you the air condition, join the membership for the air condition. It will save you a lot of stress and it will give you more money because you don't have to focus on stabilizer only. Add some repairs. The AC panel, air condition panel is very easy. And I can easily explain 1 or 2 things for you and you get the work done. Like I said, you can do your posters, put it, you are repairing AC panels, and mingle with 1 or 2 hotels. Then they get bored almost every week, one must spoil. So try to partner with those AC installers. Let them know you fix the panels. It will be easier for you. And what else again? So join the membership so that you could understand more of AC panels. So that anyone you don't understand, ask me question. So once again, thank you. God bless you.